So I have the family all loaded up and we are headed to Nebraska because I need a truck. I haven't had a truck in a couple years, and I need one because I'm doing a bathroom remodel at the house, and it's awfully hard to fit a sheet of plywood or drywall or make runs to the dump in Old Blue. So I need a truck. Now most people would just hunt around and either go down to a dealership and buy a new truck or a used one, or hop on Marketplace and find one they could afford and go that route. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to drive 250 miles to my parents' place in the Panhandle of Nebraska because he has got an old, it's a Squarebody C30. I can't remember exactly the year, but it's got the round headlights, so it's a 73 to an 80. And it's a two-wheel drive, dually, single cab. And it's been parked for a few years. And my old man said that I could grab it and drive it until I had a truck of my own fixed up. I've got a project in mind for that. But the only thing is, the last time this truck was driven, which I'm guessing is about 5 years ago, my dad and my brother were hauling cows about 60, 70 miles with it. And something on the transmission blew out, just blowing fluid everywhere from what I've been told. And so they nursed it the rest of the way with a load of cows and then nursed it back home, probably, anywhere from 50 to 100 miles, just dumping fluid in it when they thought it needed it. So I'm sure that it's fine and just needs a seal or something real simple like that. So we're going to drive there, and I'm going to spend a couple days over the weekend fixing it up and getting it running. I brought some transmission seals. Again, I'm sure that that's all it is, and it'll be really simple. And then I'm going to put it back together, and I'm going to drive it the 250 miles back home. So should be no problem. So when we get there, we'll take a look at the truck and get started on it. Morning, everybody, or, afternoon, evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. We made it to my parents' place in the Panhandle of Nebraska. Got in late last night, getting a start this morning on it. So, there's the pickup I was talking about. It is actually a 79 C30. So, do a quick walk around, let you guys see it as it is before we even touch it. And then we'll get it drug up to the shop and on some solid ground out of the weeds and see what we're working with, try and figure out what's wrong with it. Hopefully it's something very simple on that transmission, because I only brought so much stuff. I can't really do a full transmission rebuild out here. So yeah, we'll see what we're dealing with and go from there. Alright, I'm going to go track my dad down, see if we can drag up probably a tractor, get an old John Deere over here, drag it back to the shop. I think my brother's running around here somewhere too. We'll see if he can come and help, and we'll figure out what we got going on and go from there. I'm sure, again, it's going to be really simple. We'll be fine. I'm going to take a real quick look in here. Ooh, lots of mouse droppings. Ooh, it if you didn't see it, you can definitely smell the mouse. It's pretty ripe. It's also incredibly hot in here, but there's no humidity on the inside of the windshield. Ooh, more mouse back there, and pretty sweet speaker. Key, it's got a key. Steering wheel is just starting to get sticky. So yeah, I'm going to roll the windows down. We're going to get a tractor and get ready to drag it up to the shed. Don't. Alright. Oh. There we go. Much better. Oh. That sounds good.
It's fine. It'll fire right up, I said. Come on.
Right. Well, I may be in trouble. I had anticipated just about everything leak-wise on this transmission. Pan gasket, tail shaft seal, pump seal. It is actually coming from the shift linkage shaft seal. And I am out here on a holiday weekend where the parts stores are not open, so I'm going to have to do some calling around and see if I can come up with one. I did not expect that. So we'll see what, if anything, I can do from this point. Alright, I got updates. I found a part, surprisingly, on a Saturday of a holiday weekend, but it is an hour and a half away, and the store closes in 2 hours. So I am going to get there as quickly as I can and hope. They're supposed to have the part sitting on the counter for me, so we will see. So I hopped in the car. I've got my sister with me, nice enough to keep me company. So I'll let you know if we get the part and make it back in time. So hour and a half drive. Got here half an hour before the parts store closed for that little $3 seal. When I get back under that pickup, I'll give you a better look at the transmission and where that little guy is leaking from, and yeah, we'll get it swapped out. Hopefully it should go fairly quickly, so we'll go from there. Oh, okay, so on to plan F. So the little seal that's leaking is clear back up in there, and although I got a new seal, I don't have the removal tool for that seal, and I can't get it fished out of there. So now my plan is to actually take the transmission pan off and pull the shaft out so that I can remove the seal. So that's the plan we're on to now. This just keeps on getting deeper. And then at the end of the day, I'm still really going to hope that that front seal is not the one that caused the initial problem. I'm still hoping it's this one. So anyhow, I'll check back in when we get that off of there. Okay, so got the transmission pan off. You can kind of see, so this is that shaft right there that runs to the outside of the transmission, and it runs through this, which this is what controls your shift valve right here. On the back side of that, there's a nut where that goes through this piece and holds that shaft on there. So I'm going to take that nut off so that we can slide that shaft out so I can get that seal out of there. And then we'll just reverse it and put it all back together. And then, yeah, put the pan back on and fill it up and hope that that was our leak. So I'll check back in with you once I get all that done. Actually, first, let's take a quick peek at the transmission pan that I just pulled off. And there's, I don't know how well you can see it, but in the top of the filter, little chunks of metal. There's little chunks of metal all over in here. Chunkiness, well, chunkiness is bad. I don't know. We're going to pretend that we didn't see that because there's nothing we can do about it anyhow. So that's fine. We're just gonna put a new filter on, fill it back up, run it. It's gonna be okay. All right, I'll check back in when I've got the seal replaced and the pan back on, and we're ready to go from there. We'll just roll it off.
It's in neutral.
Should be in neutral, yes. Try rolling her forward just a touch so Tyler can get the... Okay. Oh. Alright. Cool. Got the pan on. Got that seal replaced. We are hoping that the front seal on the transmission is not leaking. I'm sure that it's not. The only way to figure that out at this point is to get this fired up, get it running, and see if the transmission starts puking out the front seal or not. So that's what we're going to do now. The tiniest funnel in the world.
Oh, they put such a little fill spot on them.
And then I'm really going to be annoyed if we still have to drop the tranny.
Took it out and fixed it a long time ago.
Well, and my only concern is I don't know why that seal would have been blowing pressurized fluid. It shouldn't, because it's just, all it is open to the case.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's the original seal motor tranny that was in this pickup.
Yeah.
And the pickup only had 58,000 miles when I bought it.
I mean, it's much more likely that you blew the front seal out of it, but
The way it dumped oil.
I don't know. I'm going to really hope that that's what it was. All right, so it's time for dinner. All right, I'm going to go have dinner then. Well, we had some supper. Some of Mom's lasagna. Very good stuff. And coming back to it this evening, I'm going to work on this as long as I can tonight. Got some thunderstorms rolling through, so we'll see if we get wet or not. Time to see if this thing will fire up so that we can see if the front seal on the transmission is good or if we've got any other leaks. First thing I'm going to do is pop the plugs out, take a look at them, see if they look like they'll still run. But more importantly, I'm curious to see if there's any rust that has made it through maybe any exhaust or intake valves that are open and gotten into any of the cylinders. There is a cracked exhaust manifold on that side, so that might have drawn some moisture. So just going to start pulling plugs and see what they look like and go from there. And then probably put a wrench on the crankshaft, make sure it still spins fine before I try engaging the starter or anything like that. All right. 5/8. Oh, there's a little rain. That's good. Yeah. It's not getting in here too far. Luckily, it leaks enough oil that the boots are nice and lubricated. And they look good enough, I might not have to get new ones. It doesn't look like the mice got into them. A little bit on a couple of the tops back there. Definitely dry and got carbon on it. But we got a little oil going through her. Not a big surprise, but a little bit of oil going through there. Maybe. And there's some, that's got more oil to it and is a little bit richer. But not horrible. Not bad. Not bad though.
No, it was pretty good.
Not running lean. Same story.
though.
Yeah, it's dry. I don't think we got to worry about any moisture anywhere. Oh yeah, easy peasy. Make sure she'll do all the way around. Oh yeah, nothing's hanging up anywhere. Everything's smooth. Alrighty, I'm satisfied. Alright, well, I think I can just stick those plugs back in. I don't see any reason why not to. Yep, that's fine.
I don't think so. I think it's connected to the air cleaner. Gee. It looked like they got her down into it. Nothing's.
She was a little stuck. Secondaries open up. Everything returns back. I wonder. Oh, I'm not tall enough for these things. I don't got a light, but she's not squirting, but I bet the bowls are empty. I guess I'm going to disconnect the fuel line that comes from the tank to the fuel pump, so that whatever garbage, and I have no doubt that it's garbage, is in the fuel tank does not immediately get pumped into there and ruin what might be a perfectly healthy carb. And then we'll, I guess, dump a little gas down its throat. And
See if we can find some way to get enough juice.
yeah, we gotta get some fire to it.
Turn over first.
So if you want to find a set of jumpers while I'm taking that fuel hose off. I don't have a battery with me, and this battery has been sitting, so the last time this was plated was in 2014, so we're 8 years since this thing has run. This battery's been in it the whole time, and while it's not bulged out, it's going to be garbage. So we're going to put some jumper cables on it from my dad's tractor. Grabbed some 2-cycle gas that Dad uses for his chainsaw. We're going to use that to try starting it, because whatever I dump in there, that 2-cycle oil, since it hasn't ran in so long, will help lubricate that top end that's been sitting for so long. Just to get a little bit of lubrication on it so that it's not dry. Make sure it'll run. And then we can worry about going to straight gas. But I want to make sure it's going to fire before I go any further. Hopefully jump starting it off of his tractor will give it enough juice to turn over and start, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to put any gas in it yet. Let's just see how it turns over. Kinda. That battery's not going to take a charge. We can leave it for a few minutes and see. It just ain't enough.
Smoke fire?
Yep. Yeah, we'll need a battery. We've hooked the jumper cables directly to the positive cable and grounded out to the alternator bracket. Going to see if without the battery, if we can get any better spin out of it. So, yeah, hope throttle open. Okay. Woo! She runs. Let's go ahead and shut your tractor down. warm. All right.
Can't get a better deal than that. Only an old Chevy.
Oops. Remind me to fish that out.
What's that?
Went to set the little breather filter on there and it fell in front of the battery, so I'll have to dig that out. Let me crawl under real quick and see if it looks like that made it spit any fluid anywhere. Oh yeah, back of the torque converter. So that's what I expected from the get-go. Now I just know that I've got to drop the transmission. Let's drag it back up on the ramps. And in the morning, I'll just get that transmission dropped first thing and get that seal swapped out. Well, I guess it is what it is as far as that goes. This is going to be messy tomorrow. Might as well get started, drop the drive shaft.